In this video, I'm going to be reviewing Colorverse's String fountain pen ink. I'll go over the specs, I will do an ink test, and I'll tell you what I like and don't like about this ink coming up. Blake here with Blake's Broadcast. On this channel, I review fountain pens, paper, and ink, and as always, I put links in the show notes in the description below. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. It really helps out my channel. Alright, let's get on with the review. So this is Colorverse String. It costs $7 for one of these tiny 5ml bottles. That comes out to $1.40 a milliliter, so this is a really expensive way to buy this. I would recommend just getting regular samples if you want to try it. Now, the way that Colorverse sells this ink is in a 2-pack, which I do not like because it's packaged with another ink called Brain, which is like a green, I think, shimmering ink or something like that. I don't really like them packaged together because they're not the same color, but they make you buy both. But when you do that, it's $34. You get 65 milliliters of string and 15 milliliters of Brain, which combined, that comes out to 43 cents per milliliter. So still kind of expensive, and you can't just buy one color. So don't really like that. These inks are made in Korea. String is part of the Multiverse series. All of their inks have sort of like a space theme to them. This is String, I believe, after String Theory, and it's a really nice kind of mustard color. Let's take a look at the writing sample. This is on a Papermind Cosmo Air Light hardcover notebook. This paper is really, really nice with ink. It just makes everything look great. And so if we look at the color, it is this mustard yellow color. There's really nice shading here. There's really not any sheen. Now we'll do some live writing where we'll do some bigger drops and we'll take a look at that. I'll also put a comparison up on the screen with some other ink swatches that I have. I don't have a lot of yellow colors, so it'll be what it is, but just so you can see it with some other inks. And there's no shimmer. Lubrication is, I would say, average. It's not, heavy on the lubrication like an Iroshizuku, but it doesn't feel dry either. I think it'll work well in most pens. It's also relatively easy to clean out of pens, so I like that. Let's take a look at some of the tests, and then we'll do the live writing. In terms of color on the page, I don't really notice a huge change between different papers. This is Mitsubishi Bank paper up top, and then we have Rhodia, and then of course Cosmo Air Light. Doesn't really seem like it changes too much between these papers, so that is good. And then in terms of dry times, on bank paper it took about 35 seconds and about 40 seconds on Cosmo Air Light, so medium to longer dry time in my unscientific testing here. I haven't had any issues where it's coming up on my hands like some other really saturated, badly behaved inks do. So for me, I don't really think about the dry time when I'm using this, but it's kind of medium, maybe a little bit on the higher side there. Now, let's go ahead and do some live writing. I'm going to use a ink miser here because if you look at this tiny bottle, that hole is tiny. Won't be able to get any pens in there. Oh my gosh, and now it's not coming out. There's like a bubble. Okay, all right, fine. We're gonna call that good enough. That's enough ink. Let's start with a Kakimori. This is the metal nib in steel, and then this is the aluminum nib holder. Really love this combo here. Okay, dip that. That's a lot of ink. I should have dabbed that a bit more. Okay. Then we'll do the Kakimori pen nib. It's steel, and this is a secure wood holder. It's a really nice ink. I'm not a yellow ink fan, but I really have enjoyed using this. It's also, unlike most yellow inks, because this is a darker color, we have pretty good legibility. So I think it works pretty nicely. Then we'll use the folded nib here. Check it, never get working. And finally we use this round Browse, I think it's an ornament nib. So there's that. Now we can do a water test. I've been using these new Caran d'Ache water brushes, which are pretty nice. Now we'll just squeeze this here. Okay, and I kind of missed that a bit. So I'm gonna let that dry, and then I'll come back and we'll see how it looks. Okay, so if we look at the water test here, really not water resistant. I mean, it almost takes it completely away. So that's really not good. And then when we have like the big blobs of ink here, there's really no sheen. And I mean, this, if it doesn't sheen on Cosmo Air Light, I don't think it's really a sheener. It maybe turns a bit green or brown, but it's not sheen at all. And of course didn't make it through to the other side because this paper is awesome. So what are my pros and cons for the Colorverse String fountain pen ink? Well, I want to say I really like this ink. It is a mustard color with some really nice shading. It's a really fun ink, definitely not a color that I'm used to using, but I really enjoyed using it. I would say it has a nice average flow, will work in most of the pens you put it in. Easy to clean out of pens in my experience. In terms of cons, expensive, especially if you buy it in a tiny 5ml bottle like this. This is $7. And then the other downside that I don't know why Colorverse does this, the only way to get the bigger 65ml bottle is it comes in a set with a 15ml bottle of Brain fountain pen ink, which is like a green shimmering color I don't want. So that's irritating, and I believe that's $34 for the 65ml bottle, but you do get the 15ml bottle of Brain included with that. Don't like the way that they do that, but is what it is. Other cons, it is a little bit on the slower side to dry, but in my use, I'm not noticing it come up on my hands in normal usage, so I don't think it's a huge deal, but if you want a fast drying ink, this probably isn't the best choice for that. But that's pretty much it. Do you guys have this ink? Do you like this ink? Let me know in the comment section below. If you like this video, please hit that like button. And if you want to see more fountain pen, paper, and ink videos, please hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much, and until next time.